The ringing of bells is such a joyous and delightful sound. But did you know that the ringing of bells is really a lot of little bell people that live in every bell, singing in joy when a bell is rattled? Now, in a certain kingdom, there were two big belfies, each having a huge bell. One of the bells was rung when a prince was born in the kingdom, and the other when a princess was born. But when we begin this story, it had been 200 years, and no princess had been born in the kingdom. The bell people of this bell were really tired of waiting for their bell to be rung. So one day, they had a meeting.
It has been 200 years since our bell was rung. It's horrible.
I am 10 years old and I don't even know what it feels like to be rung.
So, the bell people put up a huge sign on their bell. This is our bell. We will be back in 50 years, so do not trespass. And they left in search of other bells to stay in. Some went into school bells, some into bells around the necks of cows, some into the bells of rattles for babies. In the bell world, there were also bell villains, folks who were lazy and wicked. They didn't want to bother with helping other bell people or doing any work. So a bunch of these lazy bell villains saw the huge bell empty and quickly occupied it.
A bell that has not been rung for 200 years? This is the perfect place for us to stay. No work at all. No one to disturb our rest. What fun it is.
Another 30 years passed. The bell was never rung since there was no princess born in the kingdom. And the kingdom was only ruled by the princes who were born till now. The bell villains were leading a perfectly lazy, work-free life. Then, one fine, beautiful morning after 230 years, finally, a princess was born in the kingdom. Oh, what rejoicing there was for the birth of Princess Belinda. After all, a princess was going to reign the kingdom after so many years of anticipation. The belfries of the kingdom ran to the huge bell and rung it about 100 times for joy. The bell villains did not like that.
Who dare disturb our sleep? We had some peace finally, and that too got ruined. We will not tolerate that. We must teach these nasty princess a lesson.
So the bell villains sneaked into the palace in the middle of the night. They went to the princess's cradle and...
We curse you, princess, because of whom our rest was ruined. That on all days except Sundays, if you show your face to anyone, they will become sick for an entire week. So nobody would like to see your face ever. The curse will be broken only if you find a 200-year-old bell that does not ring.
And so it happened. Whoever saw the princess's face on any day other than Sunday fell sick. So the princess had to wear a veil every day except on Sunday. The king consulted all the astrologers and wizards of the kingdom, but none knew how the curse could be cured. Many years passed thus. One Sunday, the princess saw an injured bat. Although the princess was rather afraid of bats, she still took care of this one.
Oh, poor thing, you seem to be hurt. There, is this comfortable for you? I will ask for an ointment for your wound.
Princess!
You can talk!
All creatures can talk, princess, but only those with a pure heart can truly hear. And you have a gorgeous heart.
Well, if I did, I wouldn't have been cursed so...
Oh, that is a curse of the evil Belvillians when you were born. I was hanging from a tree outside your window, and I heard everything that they said.
And so, the bat told her everything about the Bell villains, and that the curse can be lifted if the princess finds a 200-year-old bell that cannot be rung. The princess was overjoyed. She thanked the bat, and she rushed to her parents.
Father, I want to go and find that bell.
A 200 years old bell that cannot be rung? Where will you find it?
If the curse exists, then its cure also must exist somewhere in the world.
But I shall send my army to find it. You don't need to go.
It is my destiny, Father. It is I who must go after it. Please.
You're right. It is your destiny. Take care of yourself, sweetheart.
So the princess left to find a 200-year-old bell that had not been rung. She met wizards and enchanters, but no one seemed to know anything about such a bell. One night, as she was resting in a cave, she heard a sound.
Who's there? I have a sword, so don't you come any nearer.
Whoa, easy, easy. Hi, I am Prince Bellamant of the land of Kensbur.
And what brings you here?
Nice to meet you too. I am cursed, if you must know, and I'm trying to find a cure. And you? What are you doing in this cave?
What's your curse?
The way you say the word your, are you cursed too?
Yes. If I show you my face on any other day than Sunday, sir, you will fall sick for a whole week.
Wow, that's a nasty curse. Mine is the gift of fairy bad luck. For my parents forgot to invite her for my naming ceremony. She cursed me that whoever I show my face to on a Sunday will have terrible luck for a week. The rest of the week, I am safe. And let me guess, you are out to find a cure too?
Yes. I figured that it is my destiny, so I should go after it.
What's your cure?
I have to find a 200-year-old bell that cannot ring. And what's your cure?
I need to have 200 200-year-old bells, all having been existing in the same place for 200 years. These must ring in my ear for a whole 20 minutes.
That is easy, isn't it?
Easy? Not at all. First of all, where do I get 200-year-old bells that have existed in the same place for 200 years? Even if I find those 200 bells ringing in my ear, I have been practicing with 10 ordinary bells, but I can't bear that sound even for a minute, leave alone 200 bells for 20 minutes. That might just drive me insane. But I have to try to find my cure. I can't spend every Sunday of my entire life hiding my face like that.
What if we stick together and help each other? Exactly!
So, the prince and the princess decided to find their cures together. And soon they became good friends. One night, a strange thing began happening. They were riding by a village and a bullock cart passed by. The bells on the neck of the bullocks were ringing. But as they neared the prince and the princess, they heard the bell folks singing a strange song.
There go Belinda and Bellamant. We know what you want. Just follow our guide and on you ride.
Just then, the cart stopped, the bells stopped ringing, and the song ended. The next night, the duo found shelter in a school building. The watchman's son who had come there with his father wanted to ring the bell, though his father did not allow him to do so. He found it very funny to ring the bell at night. So he rang the school bell and started laughing. As he rang, Belinda and Bellamant heard another song.
Oh, go in the direction of the north, climb the white mountain and go beyond. There stays the bell enchanter. He will lift your curse for sure.
When Princess Belinda and Prince Bellamant went beyond the white mountain, they came to a curious cottage that looked like a gigantic bell. Bell vines grew all over the neat garden. Before they could knock, the door opened.
Ah, I was expecting you. Remove your veil, princess. No curse of the bell people can affect me.
You knew we were coming? You know about the curse?
Yes, the bells told me. They sing and speak, you know. The little bell people in there.
Oh, yes, they do, but it is strange. You can hear them because you are the bell enchanter. But us? How come? We started hearing the bells so suddenly. Though we have heard bells ringing all our lives.
Well, it requires something special, for a special language to make itself known to you, princess. And that special thing is true love and true kindness. Why, didn't your true kindness make you hear the bat's words?
Yes!
In the same way the true love between the two of you made you hear the bells.
True love?
What? Didn't you realize? You had ventured to find your destiny and found each other. You are each other's destiny. You have stuck together throughout this arduous journey. So, would you like the cures first, or would you like dinner first?
The cures first!
Very well. My soup is really good, but come with me.
The enchanter took them to a huge room full of bells. He ravaged in a pile and removed a bell.
This is for you. You have seen my garden, haven't you? I decided that it would be fun to have bell vines grow out of actual bells than plain flower pots. So I designed this bell with the seed of life. It is 200 years old, but I have not been able to perfect it yet. It cannot be rung. Here, try to ring it.
Belinda tried, and sure enough, the bell didn't ring at all. And then the curse left her forever.
Your curse is going, and this is the first time we are seeing each other eye to eye.
Come with me. Your cure is very straightforward now that you can hear what the bell folks say.
The enchanter took them to another room full of bells, joined by one gigantic rope. He pulled hard at the rope, and the 200-year-old bells began ringing. But instead of the ring, Belinda and Bellamant heard the most delightful orchestra of the bell folk. On and on the bell folk sang. They did not even realize when it was 20 minutes, and then the curse left the prince.
Shall we dance?
Hey! Hey!
Ooh.
Oh, your curse is going! I am so happy for you.
Well, Belinda and Bellamant returned home free of their curses. Belinda ruled her kingdom, and Bellamant ruled his with wisdom, courage, and compassion. Their friendship blossomed further, and soon they accepted that they had fallen in love with each other. They got married and ruled together. As far as the evil little Bell villains are concerned, when 50 years were up, the original Bell folk returned and drove out the mean ones. So that, when a daughter was born to Belinda and Bellamant, the big bell was rung for a long, long, delightful time, and the Bell folk were glad that they had returned home. In life, we all face some ill luck, our own little curses. But if we are determined and brave to get over our obstacles like Belinda and Bellamant, no ill luck can ever come in the way of our happiness and success.